Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is Natural Red, back again. The new Premier League season 2020-21 season is about to start, and I'm here to give you my predictions on how every team will finish in the table and maybe a top goal scorer, player of the year. Let's do it. Okay, the three teams that I think will go down will be West Brom to finish a final 20th position. Then we got West Ham and we got Fulham. Two teams got promoted. I reckon they're going to go straight back down. West Brom under Slaven Bilic did very well to finish second last year. They're stable, but I don't think they've got enough goals in them, and they might concede quite a bit. I'm not sure, but they haven't made any signings really, and I think they're going to go right back down. Slaven Bilic has some success in the Premier League, has some poor success with West Ham as well. Obviously, West Ham. Talk about Slaven Bilic's outside. West Ham, I think they're gonna crumble this year. Honestly, they almost went down last year, and the last few games, Antonio was like player of the month. He scored about 6 to 10 goals, and all of a sudden, just bang bang bang, saved them out of relegation. I think they're in big trouble. David Moyes, I don't know much about David Moyes' actual style, but he did shit with Sunderland. Did okay with did really well with Everton. Obviously, after Everton, it's been absolute calamity. Went to some Spanish club. Obviously, Man United was an absolute car crash. But I think they're going to go down. They've got so much issues at that club. There's so much instability, no consistency. They've got some good players. Yarmolenko, Antonio, Declan Rice, if he stays. Some good players. But they haven't got enough across the whole board. Manager is okay, but I feel like the owners, they're not supporting the club at all. The stadium is shit, even though there's no fans. The stadium is awful. It's not even a football stadium. And I think they're going to go not right back down, sorry. I think they're going to go down, and if they go down, it might be a while until they get up again. And then the final team, Fulham. Obviously, with Scott Parker, they got up into along with the playoff final. They won against Derby County. A fascinating match. Obviously, Joe Bryan got that beautiful free kick at that corner taken quickly moment that you're going to think about, you're going to remember for the rest of some people's lives. And then, but Fulham, I reckon they might just stay up. So I've got them at 18th Fulham. They need to stay up in the Premier League. You need a striker, you need a winger to score you at least 10 to 15 goals. You need a goal scorer to stay up. Mitrovic can do that. He's an absolute unit. He's a bull. He's an absolute annoying player to play against, I'm sure. He's just a pest. A pest in a different way. Annoying. He's like a mosquito. Doesn't give a... He is always on the shoulder. Winning it is massive. He was at the Premier League with Fulham, I think, last 2 years ago. Was he there? I'm not sure, but he was there with Newcastle. Scored about 5 to 10 goals first season. I remember first season in the Premier League. They went down. It was that Rafa... No. That was the season with Steve McLaren. They brought in Wijnaldum and Mitrovic, players from abroad, and they didn't really do well. So a couple more years into his experience, he might be a bit better. But if he gets injured, they don't have any more goals. They probably need another centre back. Probably the midfield's okay. Scott Parker, he's an exciting young manager. He's basically the English Xabi Alonso. He's so sexy. Scott Parker, isn't he? All right, let's get to the next few teams. Okay, the next 4 teams that I think will stay up will be at 17th. We've got Villa, 16th Palace, 15th Newcastle, and 14th Brighton. Villa just stayed up. Last few seconds they stayed up last year. I think it's going to be quite similar again. Grealish, he's the one for them, isn't he? He's talked about. They don't have any striker. They probably need a new keeper. He's the focal point. And when you're going up against them, the opposition are going to target him, going to try and man-mark him, trying to stifle him, because he is a very, very talented footballer. And I reckon one of the best in the Premier League in his position. So he's the one. They need a striker, though. They need someone who can put the ball at the back of the net. Who was that? Wesley? Awful. So they need someone. I think they're going to just stay up. 16th got Palace. They're going to be... Every single season, we think Palace, Roy Hodgson, okay, they might go down, but they'll be safe. Roy Hodgson, the most experienced man. Experience is good. I don't know, in some ways. Nah. So I think they're going to just stay up, Roy Hodgson. Zaha, he's the one. Sorry, I got something in my mouth. So Zaha is the one. They got Benteke, Ayu Townsend. They need a few more goals in there. Zaha needs to contribute more. Very, very skillful player, but he needs more. He needs to do more. The defense is rock solid, though. Solid, stable, consistent, not much different. I reckon they're just going to stay up. 15th Newcastle. They brought in a couple players in. They've got Lewis in. They've got a couple other good players from Bournemouth. Fraser, I think he was one. So Stevie Bruce, even when you think, okay, he might go down, and some people have predicted him to go down, I think they're going to do okay, same as last year. But they need a striker. They need a forward striker. Callum Wilson might be there, but they've got Joel Linton. I don't think he's a striker. I feel like he's a second striker, target man. Maybe can play out wide or a bit more deeper to hold up the play, bring the players into play. I'm not sure, but I don't know. 40 million. Fucking hell. But I think they'll be all right. They've got a stable. It's the same as Palace. They might go down. It might be a bit scary for a few weeks, like, going in and out, but they'll be all right at the end. And Brighton, I've got some big things about Graham Potter. They brought in Adam Lallana. I think he fits that system perfectly. I remember when we versed Liverpool played Brighton at home last year. We bet them 2-1, but it was a nervy match. And we were pressing them really high up, but they kept the ball. They were passing it around us. They're really, really good on the ball. Dan Burn, especially that left back, he's basically a centre back, but he's a tall left back. They've got good passing. Adam Lallana, if he can stay fit, they're going to push for top 10, in my opinion. Yes, but they need a striker possibly. Neil Maupay, I don't know if he does enough, but they just need a striker to go a bit more further. But I reckon they'll be comfortably safe. Okay, the next few teams. So we got 13th Sheffield United, 12th Leeds, 11th Burnley, and 10th Southampton. So let's talk about Sheffield United. Fantastic season last year. They were just a system team. They played so much more. They were just consistently good, hardworking. Chris Wilder, he gets the basic, he gets the fundamentals right in a team. Hard work, energy, unity. That's what you need in a team. And I reckon it'll be a bit similar to last year, but just a few more positions down, just because some teams around them improved. But I think they'll be all right. 13th position. They need more goal scorers in the team. They're defensively very, very good. They lost Dean Henderson back on loan to Man United, so I think they brought in Ramsdale from Bournemouth, the keeper. Good, solid keeper. But if they can get a bit more goals, I reckon they can push for top 10. 12th Leeds. This is the team that everyone's looking for. Man United Leeds, Liverpool Leeds, stuff like that. So this is quite intriguing. Marco Bielsa, one of the best managers in the world, he's got Leeds back into the Premier League, back to where they belong. If that's a weird saying, I don't know why people say that. It's just so weird. Back where they belong. No, you don't belong anywhere. No one does. Back to the point. Leeds, they needed a striker. They brought in Rodrigo from Valencia. I don't know much about him, but if he can score about 10 to 15 goals, help out that team scoring goals, I reckon that could push for top 10. I've got them at 12th. But the way they're going to play, it's going to be so interesting. It's going to be similar to Sheffield United, like the way the tactics work, the way the system works. It's going to be so interesting. I cannot wait. 11th, Burnley. People are putting Burnley lower. People are putting Sean Dyche to be the first man to get sacked. And I do not know why. They've got some problems with the owners. They lost Hendrick to Newcastle, but they're very consistent. If they can get Dwight McNeil scoring a bit more goals, maybe Chris Wood, pardon me, Vidra probably needs to score more goals, but Ashley Barnes and Wood, if they can score a bit more goals, I reckon it'll be a force. Everyone underestimates them. Every single year, we'll get to this point, they didn't make any signings, but they consistently overachieve every single season. I don't know if it's overachieved, but they just do well. Mid-table, solid, don't concede much. They've got a sensational keeper if they don't lose him, Nicky Pope. Pope, in my opinion, England's best goalkeeper. So it's weird how they're putting, maybe he wants to leave and get a new challenge, but I don't think he's going to get sacked. And 10th, Southampton, Ralph Hasenhuttl, again, one of the most underrated managers in the world. Energetic, getting a pressing. He's from Austria, so he is very similar to Klopp in the way the style is, the way they just get the team to be energetic. After that 9-0 batting from Leicester last year, they regrouped, they went on again, they changed a few things, tweaked a few tactics, and they went again. And the second half of the season, they were very good. And Danny Ings, if he could score another 20 goals, they're going to be pushing for that Europa League, I can tell you, because they've got some banging players. They lost Højbjerg to Spurs. It might be a bit of a loss, but they got a fullback in Kyle Walker-Peters the other way. So that might be alright, but 10th, I think, is just a good season for Southampton, because they had a very poor start of the season last year. If they can finish mid-table, 10th, consistent, I think they'll be pretty happy with that. Okay, the next few teams, 9th to 5th position. I've got a 9th, Everton, 8th, Leicester, 7th, Wolves, 6th, Man United, and 5th, Arsenal. Some controversy in there. Might be a little bit biased. We'll never know. Okay, Everton. They're going to be much improved since last year. Carlo Ancelotti came into Everton last year in December, and they got the team going. Duncan Ferguson had the team for a couple of weeks, got the energy back into the club, and Carlo Ancelotti came in. Had a couple of problems at the start, but got the system working 4-4-2, bang, bang, bang. But what's interesting, they made a couple of signings. James Rodriguez, talented fucker. Allen, very, very good player, and Dakota, who's a very, very good Premier League player. So 3 midfielders, and then you got Andre Gomez there. I think they've still got Sigurdsson, so they've got now depth. That's the problem they had last year, Everton, in that midfield areas. They've still got keeper issues. Pickford is garbage. Back four, Coleman is starting to slow down, but he's still alright. Could be a good backup. They brought in John Kenya, and I don't know if he went on out on loan. Back five, back four, it might be okay. Dean is a very, very good left back. Then you got Michael Keane, Yadamina. Branthwaite started to come up through as well. Some alright players there, but right back, keeper, midfield they've improved. Walker on the right. I don't know if he's good enough, but the midfield they've shored up. And bringing in James Rodriguez in, I don't think he's going to play 4-4-2 in the centre, is he? They might have to change formation to a 4-3-3 maybe, or does he play on the left-hand side and maybe put Richarlison in the middle, or as a striker? Calvert-Lewin, if he can score about 15-20 goals, it's going to help. Richarlison is such a very good player. But it'll be interesting with Carlo Ancelotti, one of the best managers in the league as well. So you got very, very good managers in the league pushing for the Europa League post. I reckon they're going to push, but last few weeks, if they get like a couple injuries, it might hamper them. But Pickford, he needs to improve if they're going to have any chance of getting to Europa League. Next, we've got Leicester. Fell away Leicester at the end of the second half of the season. They were doing very, very well against up until Boxing Day. We came back from Qatar and we went bang. We just fucked them at the King Power. We absolutely fucked them. It was just, I think that was a turning point for that season. Getting 4-0 at home, it just ruined your confidence. And after that, they did not look the same. Pereira, one of the key players in the team, got injured, and he's still injured. They brought in a right back from Atalanta. Forgot his name, but he's a good player. He was playing for Atalanta in the Champions League, so he's a very experienced player. I don't know if he starts. They lost Chilwell to Chelsea. I don't know if Luke Thomas will start, or they might bring James Justin onto that left-hand side, or even bring that Atalanta player maybe on that side. I'm not sure, but Pereira is key for them. Midfield, Ndidi, Tielemans, Maddison, the list goes on. They need to improve their physicality. They were doing very well at the start of the season. They need to regain the confidence in the front four. Can Jamie Vardy, he was top goal scorer last year. Can he keep going for 1 more year or 2 more years? His pace, it'd be interesting if his pace slows him. If his pace goes down, is he good enough to be the striker in the goal? Yeah, I'm talking about footy. Striker into the box. Is he good enough to just play there as a complete forward, doing little bits and not be over the top striker? Will be interesting. But if he goes down, Iheanacho, can he step up? Jose Perez, can he step up? I think they're going to finish 8th. Brendan Rodgers, going to be a bit of pressure on them, I reckon. 7th, Wolves. Classic Wolves. Very, very well. Consistent. They lost Doherty. I think there'll be a bigger miss than what people would think. They brought in Silva, though. Interesting. But Adama Traore, Rohim, I can name a Neto. It's just quality in that front third. And Connor Cody at the back. Got his England cap. Very, 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 very happy for him. Liverpool lad, obviously Scouser, very happy for the lad. Patricia, they've got a very, very consistent team. And I think they'll just finish 7th. It's very, very similar to last year. And they're going to cause, lots of teams issues the way they play. But it's the teams below them. Can they have the ball and break them teams down? 6th, Man United. This is the one. People might be... They're getting much better squad. You can see it. They're getting a better squad. Van der Beek, maybe Sancho next year. But the problem is their defense. And keeper as well. They got Henderson and De Gea right there. Who's going to be the number one? For us, personally, to get the best team you can on the field, competition is vital. If a keeper is too comfortable, that the keeper will make mistakes. Look at Pickford. He doesn't have any competition, and he makes mistakes every 2 weeks, and he smiles because he knows, it's alright, I'll play the next game. Competition, that could make them a bit better. But that back four, Wan-Bissaka needs to improve defensively, and I'm saying it, defensive attack, he needs to improve if they want to get top 4. Maguire, Lindelof, Bailly, and because 2 centre-backs? 3 centre-backs. They need to improve concentration. Left back, Luke Shaw, I think he's alright. Brandon Williams, he's not ready. I don't think he's going to make it, I'll be honest. But he's still a youngster, he can improve. Midfield is their strong point. Who's going to be in that 6? Is it going to be Van der Beek sitting a bit deeper? Is it going to be Pogba? A bit more deep line playmaker. McTominay, Fred, all right players, but they need to destroy in that midfield. Obviously, got Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, very, very, very good players, talented players. Front 3, Martial, Greenwood, and Rashford. If one of them gets injured, that's it. That's basically it. Daniel James is probably not good enough at all, but if they can keep him fit, it's going to be sensational. But are you going to trust Greenwood to play 38 games and perform at his best? It's a risk to take, but he's talented. He's talented. He's got potential. One of those goal generation. He's sensational, Greenwood. And fifth, I've got Arsenal. Oh, actually, back to Man United. I think Solskjaer, he's going to be in trouble mid-season. I feel they've got a very good squad now. So he's now under pressure. They're not underdogs anymore. They're now gonna be favourites against 17 teams in the league. They're now gonna be favourites, right? So you're gonna say, okay, here comes the pressure. Can they start? Can they break teams down? That's gonna be the question. And I feel he might get sacked. That could be a cheeky prediction midway through the season, maybe around Christmas. But I think they'll be still right to make Europa League. Hope so. Arsenal fifth. Wow, Mikel Arteta absolutely revolutionized that team, made them compact. Who can say, how can you say an Arsenal team of the past 2 decades be compact? It's extraordinary, but it's got them defending. It'll be interesting if they go with a formation of 4 at the back or 3 at the back, but 3 at the back, can Luiz, Mustafi, and so on, keep the concentration. They brought in Saliba and another centre-back. It just slipped out of my mind right now. Shit. But can they... They're 2 young players, 2 inexperienced players. Are you going to trust them to play 38 games a season? They're going to make mistakes. You got to understand they're going to make mistakes. They're going to take time to gel. Batini is a sensational left back. Midfield is an issue for them. Sabai's aura player. Xhaka's aura player. But who else is going to step up? Torreira was poor last year. Can he step up? Obviously, another front 3. They're obviously Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe. That's their strong point. Aubameyang, if he can stay fit, they're going to push for Champions League this year. But if he gets injured, it could be curtains for Arsenal's Europa League places. They could finish mid-table if he gets injured. That's how poor I think they are without him. But Arteta, we can guarantee if Aubameyang doesn't play, they can still hold a clean sheet and they can still win with Lacazette, Pepe, Nelson. If he can improve Saka, it'll be interesting where he plays. So that's my 5th position will be Arsenal. Okay, now we're getting to the top 4. What I think is going to finish in 4th position will be Tottenham Hotspur. The Spurs, I think they're going to be doing very, very well this year. I just have that feeling they've made 2 very, very underrated signs in my IMO. Doherty, they needed a fullback. They got Doherty, one of the better fullbacks in the league. Top 10 fullback, in my opinion, in the league. Yeah, that's right. And also Højbjerg, they needed a bit of a midfielder destroyer, a bit of a physical midfielder, a bit of a beast. And Kane, if he can stay fit, it's going to help him along. I reckon Kane, I'm going to say my top goal scorers at the end, but I think if Kane, Son, Lucas, if they can get them going, Bergwijn, that's dangerous. If they can keep the defensive solidarity, did I say that right? If they can get the defense solid and get Kane, Son firing, that could be danger and it could be success against most teams. But obviously, they've done well against the best teams. They kept us to 1-0. They were sensational. Well, not sensational, but they kept us really well. They defended well. They bet Man. No, they didn't beat Man. They bet City, didn't they? They bet City. They kept Man to 1-1 draw. That's their main point. That's the strong point. Defending, Mourinho style, counter-attacking, direct against the better teams. Can they break down, obviously, the lesser teams? Harry Winks in the midfield, and Ndombele, Højbjerg. Is that good enough? They've got Kane as a striker, though, so that helps. One of the best strikers in the world. So that helps a lot. And I reckon they finish 4th. I don't know if it's a stupid prediction, but I think they're going to finish 4th. And obviously 3rd, I think this would be comfortably Chelsea. I think Spurs, Arsenal, Man United will fight for 4th, but I think Chelsea will finish the top 4 easily. Bloody hell. How many fucking signings did they make? I've lost count. I need that scroll. I need to go, and I just need to look down the list. Holy shit. Hang on, I'm going to try and remember them on the top of my head. Werner, Ziyech, Thiago Silva, Chilwell. Who else? Havertz. It's fucking insane. But the main issue in their defense, and that's why they're not going to challenge for the league at all, their keeper. Kepa wants to stay, I think. Caballero is awful. Kepa is absolutely... I think Kepa and Pickford are 2 worst-rated keepers in the league. He's garbage. Absolute garbage. And I think he's just better than what he is. And that defense needs to be improved as well. Centre-back Zuma, I think he can be good enough. I don't know. This year, he can be developed into a better centre-back. Thiago Silva might help him nurture into a very, very good centre-back and one of the best in the league. Maybe. But that right-back, Azpilicueta, can they, when they're attacking, will they switch into a back three with Azpilicueta going to centre back so they don't want him to attack and let Chilwell just run and Alonso and whatever? Or are they going to play Reece James and go attacking fullbacks? Because Reece James, he's got potential. I don't know if he's ready. Azpilicueta can be a good bench player because he can play left back, centre back, and right back. It's like a manager's dream, right? To get like a versatility. But people are forgetting that these lots of new players. We saw at Fulham. Obviously, these are much better players. We saw at Fulham so many new signings 2 years ago, and it was like a bloody car crash, right? Players take time to gel, especially lots of players outside the league. Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, they haven't played in the league. Only Chilwell out of them, I think, he's played in the league. Yeah. So Thiago Silva, obviously a very, very good centre back, but can he keep up with the pace in the Premier League? Same with Werner's got the pace, and Zeke's got the pace, and Havertz has got the physicality, but it's those two other players. I think he'll comfortably finish third. But now Lampard, he's got the pressure on him. I reckon they're going to be... Look, I'll be honest, there's no title race until March, I'll be honest. No title race. If they are in the top 3, top 2 in November, I think they're going to be around that position, and then I think they're going to fall away after Christmas and then finish 3rd or 4th comfortably. That's my prediction. But he's under pressure, Frankie Lampard. Obviously, he had the underdog team, the youth team, Mason Mount. Where's he going to get the game time? Abraham, Reece James, but I think Reece James will do it right. Tomori, can he level up? Will be interesting. But this year, like I said, he's under pressure. Here we go. The final 2 positions, number 1 and number 2. Who's going to be champions? And you guessed it. I reckon we're going to go back to back. However, lads, like I'm a Newcastle fan, we're going to go champions again. City are going to push us. How gorgeous is this, by the way? How gorgeous. City are going to push us. It's just going to be one of the best title seasons in a long time, I reckon. Similar to 2 years ago, but I reckon there'll be more teams much more closer. City brought in Ake, Ferran Torres, but David Silva, another experienced player, out the door. And because last season was absolute garbage from them, they were absolutely shit. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing. They were shit last year, Man City. Lost about 13 games in total. How fucking shit is that? They've got one of the best squads ever in history. I'm not hearing it, all right? So they're gonna want to bounce back. Liverpool momentum. We're Champions League 2. Yeah. So Champions League 2019, Premier League last season, Club World Cup, Super Cup. Okay, so 1 domestic trophy. I reckon we're gonna win the treble. No, obviously I'm joking, but I reckon we're gonna win the Premier League this year. We haven't made many signings. We got rid of Lovren, Klein gone, Lallana obviously with a free. Couple experienced players, right? Lovren and Lallana, even though they're fading out the squad, they're still important and play an important role in the squad. So it depends how Liverpool are going to adjust to it. Lallana, it's fine. We've got Curtis Jones, who looks ready. Naby Keita looks ready. I'm so excited to see them. Curtis Jones, he came on against Blackpool the other day, and he looked like a senior player. He was asking for the ball. He was dominating the play. I think, did he score a goal? I'm not sure, but he assisted. He was the playmaker. He was dictating the play. Naby Keita, he came on for Fabinho at Curtis Jones, and he's full of confidence, the geezer. And he's showing leadership as well in the Community Shield. Brewster missed a penalty, unfortunately. And Curtis Jones gave him a little kiss on the forehead and like, get in, Curtis. Well done. He's showing leadership. He's going to step up. But the problem is that fourth choice centre-back, Lovren, was such a good fourth choice centre-back. One of the best in the league as a fourth choice. So who's going to play? Fabinho. I don't know if Phillips is ready. Billy Cometto played okay against Blackpool. Made one mistake. I don't know if it was his fault, but it looks like a prospect. Keanu Hoover. Nico Williams is backup right back. I think he'll do okay. But it's going to be intriguing this year. I think Naby Keita is going to rock the league this year, boys and girls. He is ready. Takumi Minamino, he is starting to look ready. He looks quick all of a sudden. He looks bigger as well. I can't wait for those two. But obviously, Man City, they're going to become hard at us. Pep is going to be fuming at us. It's going to be a fantastic title season. And I reckon we're not going to see another 100 points. I reckon Liverpool will finish on 94, I'm guessing. 93 will be Man City or something. It will be something mental. Thiago is the guy, boys and girls. It's the topic. I think I muted that word on Twitter. No, I'm joking. He's the one, isn't he? Wijnaldum, I hope he stays, Genie, because he's such an integral. He's played, I think, the most minutes under Klopp. I think out of everyone. It was either him or Firmino, like, since Klopp came in. So Wijnaldum is so key. Virgil, Trent, Robertson, they're going to get even better as a year older. Firmino, Salah, Mane still in the peak. Henderson still in his peak. Fabinho, Keita starting to improve. Alisson still in his peak. Gomez, 1 more year experience. Man City as well. Got a couple of youngsters in. Aguero, can he keep fit? Can Jesus step up if Aguero gets injured? Can Sterling score? Can Sterling be even better? Because I thought his last year was overrated. Kevin De Bruyne, it's going to be sensational, boys and girls. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch. I do a bit of Football Manager, very, very chill and very enjoyable. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I do some funny stuff on there. Like I said, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Come on, Liverpool, and I'll see you guys later.